Hello everybody, so today I will talk about calculus. The topic today is about application of derivative. So now I will show you how to answer. First, I need to concentrate about this equation. So we put the power 2 for the both sides. So this one, we have x squared plus y squared equals to number 2 to the power of 2. So if we look carefully about this one, this is about the circle with the center 0, 0, and the radius is about number 2. Number 2, that is from here. Because we just applied the formula in here. So the center that should be about AB, and R that is about the radius. That's why we have the center 0, 0, because A and B, they are 0. R that's about number 2 in here. And now we need to graph about this one. So this is about Y, this is about X. We have 0 in here. So because the radius is about number 2, so this one we have number 2. This one we have negative number 2, negative number 2. This is about positive number 2. The next one, y plus 2 equals to number 0. So I will put number 2 go to the right. So we have y equals to negative number 2. Similar for this one, we have y equals to positive number 2. Similar for this one, and we have x equals to number 7. Now we need to graph about this one, and this one. So this is about y equals to number 2. This is about y equals to negative number 2. And x equals to number 7 from here. So they want to find the area of the region bounded by 4 equations in here. So we have the circle y equals to number 2, y equals to negative number 2, x equals to number 7. So the area we need to concentrate, that is about this one. Now we can use about dy to find the area based on the y in here. Now we have x equals to number 7. Now we need to find about x. That is about the circle. So 2 to the power of 2, we have number 4. Now we put y squared go to the right. We know that this curve in here, that is about 4 positive, because the value of x from 0 to number 2, that is about positive. So when we put the square root for the both sides, we need to choose about the positive, the square root. Now we have x equals to number 7 in here, and x equals to the square root of 4 minus y squared for here. And now we can apply the integration. So we see that we start at negative number 2 and we stop at positive number 2. So we have the integration from negative number 2 to positive number 2. We need to use about the upper function minus the lower function. So if we look on the graph, we see that this is about the upper, this is about the lower, because if we put your eyes go in here, when we look like this, we see that this one is higher than this one in here. So that's why this one should be about the upper. The upper that's about 7. So we put number 7 go in here. This is the y, not the s, sorry. So we have negative number 2 to positive number 2. The upper that is about 7. The lower that is about this one. Now we need to calculate about this one. So the integration of number 7, we have 7s, and we put the bounds from negative number 2 to positive number 2. Now we just have this one left. So we put number 2 go in here, negative number 2 go in here. So we calculate about this one, and we have 28. Next, we can use about integration by trigonometric substitution. So I will put about y equals to number 2 sine t, because if I put this one go in here, we have 4 sine t square, number 4 and number 4. We can do about factorization. 1 minus sine t square we change by cosine t square, and later that we simplify the square root. Next, we do first derivative for the both sides, and we have dy equals to number 2 cosine t dt. Next, we need to change the bounds. So when y equals to negative number 2 in here, so I will put negative number 2 in here, and we divide both sides by number 2, and we can find about t equals to negative b over 2. When y equals to positive number 2, we put number 2 go in here. 2 divided by 2, we have number 1. So we have t equals to b over 2. Now we just concentrate about this integration only. Negative number 2 we change by negative b over 2. Positive number 2 we change by b over 2. So y we change by 4 sine t square. and dy we change by 2 cosine t dt. So number 4 and number 4 we can do about factorization. One minus sine t square we change by cosine t square. The square root of number 4 we have number 2. The square root of cosine t square we have cosine t. So number 2 and number 2 we have number 4. Cosine t we have cosine t square. We know that cosine t square we change by cosine 2t plus 1 over number 2. Now we put this one to change for this one. So number 4 divided by 2, we have number 2. And we have cosine 2t plus 1. And we have dt. The integration of cosine 2t, we have 1 over 2 sine 2t. Number 1, we have t. And we put the bounds from negative b over 2 to positive b over 2. So if we put this one go in here and here, negative b over 2 go in here and here. So we will have about b over 2 plus b over 2. So we have 2b with the negative in here. So that means the integration of this one, we have negative 2b. And this is the final answer. This is the end. Thank you for watching.